warning, extreme depressing dialogue, or maybe even screaming right here and now. In fact, this chapter upset me so great, I basically skimmed it. Oh no, this is not surprising, but my emotions were played with during all this time, so of course I react with great upset that it turned out to be this way. It was the only way to make it this way, but it still is an upset. Yes, this is me, the Angry Anime fan, and I am bringing you the Shokugeki no chapter 227. Basically, the best way to summarize this chapter is just into is it two words? Ultimate despair. Yes! Ultimate despair wins here as the rebels lose. Central's overwhelming victory over three over them. What basically happens to this chapter is is the judges judge all the different dishes, beginning with the tuna dish, where they all praise, saying that it's like a full scale of bombardment. Uh, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna exactly go through all that, but they do discuss how different the different taste of the tuna tastes. The rebels are very intrigued, and then the meringue, which uh, brings the very same no, which brings a new taste thanks to the smoked soy. He called it the ultimate negatory rice and egg gunking. Uh, and then later on that they test a new the chili dish, which, as we note, Megishima's ramen dish has not a trace of chili in the noodles and broth. It's seasoned. Does that mean that's season containing all that power? Megishima reveals its harissa, a seasoning that is said to have originated in North Africa, and a large batch of kebab is the batch in the paste mixed with others. So yeah, here Soma of course mentions that same what his father did. I guess Megishima really do also knows how to travel. So and then he serves a soup which is Mumbara chicken. It's basically chicken and nuts were simmered with tomatoes for a stew, also of African origin. This became a broth that Brahman backbone and the catalyst of the Suprat harissa. So he throws them all at once and tastes it, and saying that the taste makes my body grasp from the heat. It's an African ramen, interesting. And also finds it very delicious. It's and then finally it's a Kuga dish, as he smugly reminds that he is going to make Tsukasa say his name. He mentions about that he combines a little bit French cooking into his Chinese dish, because all this time for his meant for having revenge on Tsukasa, he's tried everything to do that. But then finally they decides to taste Tsukasa's dish, and the face of despair comes here as Tsukasa manipulates the judges a little bit. He says that they cannot just have one taste of his dish, they need to taste it one more time, because only that way will the dish be completed. Oh, Tsukasa really pissed me off this chapter. I so long for his defeat. I just don't know who is going to defeat him. If you ask me, I deeply wished my girl Megumi would be the one to defeat him. But I know that is not the kind of character she is. It's either gonna be Erina or Soma gonna defeat her. I mean him! Mostly because, well, both of them are technically the real main characters of this story, and Soma is the main character, so yeah. I mean, I'm really beginning to wonder if Yuto-san wasted Megami's character, because we cannot forget that scene which he threw in with the old director. Does that? I guess that means she has unlimited potential, and we still haven't seen that unlimited potential. If she has unlimited potential, I presume she has the skill to become the first seat. But yeah, the judging is done as Tsukasa taunts Yukihara, saying that oh, gathered all these allies for nothing. The Central wins an overwhelming victory despite the so many hope spot dishes. A crushing defeat, a crushing despair, and if you ask me, I've never really felt more pissed off about this than now. This is the same when Hayama won the election. Almost makes me wanna drop the manga right here and now and don't read, but I know that won't happen because I need to see the rebels win. I mean, not to mention that Urahara-chan, she is so going to gloat at this in the next chapter, and all of the others are gonna too. And the problem is now that these rebels have lost, a lot of people are gonna have a very unacceptable feelings once they win. The other win again! Because, I mean, again, I presumed that they would lose, but then my emotions had to be toyed with, so I changed my mind. But in the end, they decided, so they did that. I hate when people do that. Toy with my emotions only to do what people predict anyway. I wouldn't say that is bad writing, but it's actually pretty aggravating writing if you, for me. After all, one of my most read manga has a situation similar to that right now also. So all in all, now these three are done. Now I have a question though. Are these the only rebels that will lose? I mean, I hope it is that way. I presumed Satoichi would lose. But now only the strongest of the strongest. I mean, technically that's not right. But I presume it is. The strongest and the strongest of the last of the rebels are there. And they cannot be allowed to lose. They cannot be allowed to lose! So, but of course, the only real threat, even though he won against Mimisaka, the only real threats here are Rindo and Tsukasa. So, who will be the ultimate winner? No idea. Who will be the next round? Will it be Momo Izan and Somei Satoi once again? If it's those three, then definitely Central will lose that round. Definitely! Quit throwing either Megumi or Takumi's character so much. Because the next round should be Megumi, Takumi, and seeing that they say next week Soma makes his move, I guess Soma will join in the fray. If he joins the friend, then Izan will definitely, want to take revenge and all. So please, enter that fray. Make the rebels have an overwhelming victory, and the only two left are the two titans. Then again, if it's two titans, does that mean that the rebels are just gonna lose, 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 and you know what? Like that? All in all, a very upsetting chapter. But give me your thoughts if you have any.